Hi there, my dear Luminous Lemons. Yes, it's me again, your creative genius, your personal guru of creative nonchalance and delicious laziness. And this is a new episode of my podcast from the Lazy Windowsill. Let's talk about possible, impossible, and repossible. Alright, my luminous lemon, let me tell you a secret about the universe. And about your big dramatic brain. And about why you panic too early. See, humans look at new things to conquer or to learn like, I've never done this before. I don't know how. It feels huge. And they scream internally impossible, like they just saw a tax bill from Mars. But me, your creative genius, I laugh. And I take another croissant bite. Because here's how the dance actually works. Possible is the serious, sweaty way. Possible is that voice in your head that says, okay, if I work hard enough, push enough, suffer enough, maybe one day I'll get there. It's the respectable, slightly boring cousin of your creativity. Possible makes plans. Spreadsheets, timelines. Possible says, first we suffer, then maybe we enjoy. Possible imagines a straight line, from A to B, step by step, heavy backpack, very serious face. Possible is actually the hard way, the logical, responsible way that still feels like dragging a suitcase with a broken wheel across hot asphalt. It works kinda, but it's slow, linear, and full of self-pressure. Very non-Dolce Vita, if you ask me. So, yes, possible is the hard way, even though we usually think of it as the reasonable or responsible way. You do what seems sensible. You follow the obvious path from A to B. You push yourself. You work hard. You'll probably get somewhere, but not necessarily where your deeper self really wants to go. Now, let's consider the second, impossible. Impossible is the drama queen on the sofa. Impossible is the opposite extreme. It's the part of you that sighs dramatically and says, nope. Too big, too late, too old, too complicated. Let's just watch videos about people who actually do things. Impossible is the fake easy way, like wanting the result without changing anything, or dreaming big but never taking even a tiny step. Examples of impossible. I'll write a book when I have a month off on a Greek island. I'll start my YouTube channel when my English is perfect and I magically stop being shy. I will sell my dolls when I'm finally good enough. So you sit down in the desert, fold your arms, and wait for someone to come rescue you. Spoiler, they don't. And your espresso gets cold. Impossible is the easy way because emotionally it's easier to say no and stay where you are than to risk trying. But of course, you pay the price of never moving. And now comes my favorite part, repossible. Repossible is when you keep going anyway. Not by force, but by play, by curiosity, by mamma mia, let's try energy. Suddenly something magical happens. Ah, look at that. I can do it after all. Turns out nothing exploded. I survived. I thrived. I even enjoyed it. Repossible is when your brain takes that dramatic soap opera and turns it into a warm Italian comedy. Repossible is when you look at your own courage and say, well, that wasn't as scary as I thought. Repossible is where you surprise yourself. Repossible is where life becomes delicious. Repossible is your genius favorite playground. This is where I live. Repossible is the third option you didn't even know existed. Not the hard, I must push myself to death way, which would be possible way. Not the dreamy, maybe in another life way, which would be impossible way. But your way, the playful way, the Dolce Vita way. Repossible is a different way of approaching a situation that isn't stuck inside the usual "this is doable" or "this is not doable" frame. It's not about better versus worse or smarter versus dumber. It's about a new perspective where you're allowed to change how you play the game. You can move the goalposts, rewrite the rules, or even pick a different game entirely. Repossible has a sense of humor. Repossible doesn't belong to Team Possible or Team Impossible. It is not fighting them. It's playing a different game on a higher level, from a bird's eye view. Let me summarize it all. Possible is you cook pasta with no salt, no herbs, standing under fluorescent office light. Technically food. No joy. Impossible is, you say, "I will never cook," and go to bed hungry, scrolling Instagram chefs. Repossible is, you boil the pasta, squeeze a lemon, drizzle olive oil, sit on the balcony, and say, "Okay, it's not Michelin, but Mamma Mia, it's mine, and it's delicious." So, my lemons, the only real impossible is doing things with tension and panic. But if you switch into Dolce Vita mode, everything becomes repossible. Take the pressure out, pour the sunlight in. Do it slowly. Do it lazily. Do it with snacks. And suddenly, the world opens. And always remember to stop, breathe, and live from your inner ocean. And create from it too.